Well, yes, viewers, we are reporting to you live from the MTC Dome as we are here for the Indo-Africa Cup, where we have 4 countries that will be competing for 2 spots with an attempt to qualify for the Indo World Cup that will be taking place. That is, of course, in Croatia. We are very excited for this one. Me personally, also very excited for this one. But Botswana haven't made it to the party yet. Hopefully, they will be turning up for the other games, as the game against South Africa, both for male and for female, had to be forfeited for South Africa to walk away with the points. But yeah, good vibes here. Please do stay tuned. We'll be getting back to you guys shortly.
Spice up your day with GoTV. Abner and Amanda share their love for food and family as they cook up a storm of fun and flavor.
That looks perfect.
Then, from delicious dishes to wedding wishes, as newly engaged couples navigate the maze of wedding budgets.
You guys have any idea on the budget yet?
And for a dose of intergalactic fun, join a quirky vlogger and her alien buddy on their daily adventures.
What a day. I'm exhausted.
It's all happening on your go-to place. GoTV. Love it.
It's not just a match. It's the crescendo of a season-long symphony.
And now approaching the final.
Critical moments. So for one. Inside the final. The FA Cup final.
European final.
Europa League Champions League final game.
Stay connected to GoTV to witness. Live in all the finals on GoTV. Brace yourself for the kickoff of the UEFA Euros 2024. Only on your World of Champions.
Good afternoon, viewers. What a beautiful day it is here in Swakopmund. This is, of course, the Indo-Africa Cup. For those of you that are joining us, you are watching this live on 1UP2, proudly brought to you by Sportrap and Network Television. And, of course, as you can see there, we have the Namibian girls, hockey girls, that are just warming up for their upcoming game. And this is, of course, the defending champions of the Indo-Africa Cup. This is hockey. And for those of you that are joining, we are at the Dome in Swakopmund. Make your way here at the Dome and to come watch the live matches. But before we get on with more content for the hockey, we will quickly go to the opening ceremony that happened last night, where we look at the president of hockey, Regan Craig, who is saying a few words.
Not as tall as you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Regan Craig. I'm the president of the Namibia Hockey Union, and my role is just to welcome you. So, just firstly, a warm welcome to the Deputy Minister, Honorable Emma Kantema Gomez. A warm welcome to the CEO of African Hockey, Mr. Ahmed Azmi. A warm welcome to our invited guest, Mr. Daniel Mahura. A warm welcome to the players, which is the key of why we are here today. And once again, within the motto of what we as Namibian hockey, we always talk about, it's all about the athlete. And so rest assured that this event, all the hard work that we've done, is here for you to compete, to play hard, to compete fairly, and to, well, also to have fun. So I thought, as I was going to come and talk here, and you know, I often think about from an African perspective. In other audiences, I think about the African Renaissance. Now, we are here today where we are fortunate that 2 teams out of all of our, the 4 teams that are being represented, or the 4 countries, 8 teams being represented, that for the first time we'll have 2 teams from Africa representing us at the World Cup. So I agree with Tyrone, right? So I agree with him that it's time. We did make it to a quarterfinal. It's time for the African Renaissance, time for us to show up and show the rest of the world what we can do. So just in terms of a quick introduction. Can I just see the South African team? Maybe just stand up for me, please. Men and women. A warm welcome to you. And then maybe on to, originally when I did it, I thought I would do it alphabetically, but I realized that Botswana is only arriving tomorrow. But if I can go to the Zimbabwean teams, can you please rise? A warm welcome to you as well. And then to our Namibian team, can you also please rise? A warm welcome to you. And then in absentia, a warm welcome to the Botswana, both their men and women's team, who will be arriving tomorrow. So this will be the third time that Namibia hosts this tournament. We're really proud to do so. And I will just say from my perspective, I know that when you host and you've got your home crowd, that it is going to, I hope, give us an extra advantage. But good luck to the rest of the teams as well. And then just a final from my perspective. All the technical staff, the Namibia Hockey Union, the local organizing committee, the coaches, welcome to all of you as well. And in closing, I must not forget that this cannot be possible without the sponsors that we have. As you would know, and I know that every hockey player in my days, in anybody's, we are not professional, we are amateur sports. So the businesses that make this possible is critical. And in that vein, I want to thank the Dome for their sponsorship. I think a round of applause. And I'm only naming the main sponsors. When we close up on Sunday, I will also name the rest of the sponsors. And then Deb Marine, thank you very much for coming to the party as well. Arasek, thank you very much. And then MTC, also we are at the MTC Conference Center. MTC has also come to the party once again, so I thank you, MTC. And there's a number of other sponsors. I'm not meaning to leave you out, but I will thank you personally and also on the last day. With that, I welcome you all. Please enjoy Namibian hospitality. Epa? Sorry, he just reminded me of something, and I can't believe right behind me it's a big sign of the Food Lovers Market that also sponsored, so I apologize for that. I guess as you would learn, that's what's the importance of having a good team and always having, where your blind spots are, that we've got a good team on our NHU Exco. With that, I welcome you. Please have fun, enjoy our hospitality. Also, when you do get chances, I think Swakopmund is one of the most wonderful places. I have lots of time that I come and rest here. So when you do get off time, we've got beautiful beaches, beautiful dunes. I welcome you. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, viewers from home, and of course, for those watching, this is the Indo-Africa Cup, and here this is being hosted here at the Dome in Swakopmund. And of course, the games that we will be live streaming is of course Namibia versus Zimbabwe. Both teams are coming off very strong, and these are Namibia being the defending champions, and of course Zimbabwe, of course, hunting to be one of the contestants in this match up. As you can see right there, those are the ball patrollers that are getting ready for the games here at the Of course, we are here at the MTC High Performance Center in Swakopmund, and we are here for the hockey, and this is the Indoor Africa Cup here at the Dome. We will have the games of Zimbabwe and Namibia. Namibia being the defensive champions, and this is of course the women game that will be live at exactly 8:30. But before we come for more content, I would just like to say thank you for those that are tuning in, and of course we will quickly go for a quick video with the Deputy Minister.
I didn't tell you to be seated. How come you're already seated? But for today, I'll excuse you. Thank you very much to the Director of Ceremonies for this occasion. Thank you very much for the introduction. You caught me by surprise. And we've just demonstrated, as the previous speaker have said, you must learn and outlearn. So now other countries have learned something. Who introduces the whole Deputy Minister? To our distinguished invited guests, and I want to recognize the presence of Mr. Ahmed Azmi, representative of the Africa Hockey Federation, our own president with a small p for the Namibia Hockey Federation, Mr. Regan Craig, as well as your entire technical team. I acknowledge the presence of Ms. Stoffber. I also want to acknowledge the presence of our regional leaders who are in our midst, Mr. Daniel Mvura, my senior. I would like to acknowledge all distinguished invited guests. And very importantly, our athletes, our coaches, the entire technical team, our officials, personnel of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. Good evening. Thank you. I'm so excited to stand here and filled with immense pleasure. Why? Because we are hosting. Namibia is hosting the Indo-Africa Cup of 2024, an event that not only celebrates the spirit of the competition that we are going to embark upon starting tomorrow, but it also celebrates the excellence of indoor hockey. And it serves as a testament for the power that sport is uniting nations. The power of sport will be at play this week as we unite 4 countries. You have seen when the president was doing the roll call, we'll have South Africa with us in Swakopmund. The athletes from Botswana, they are on their way. I hope they join soon. And the athletes from Zimbabwe and our own athletes, a warm welcome. This prestigious continental tournament, held under the auspices of the Africa Hockey Federation, carries immense significance. It's not just a gateway for the Federation of the International Hockey Indoor World Cup 2025, which will see us having 2 teams coming from this tournament, securing the spot to Croatia 2025, of which I hope that we will be there. It's also going to provide us with a unique opportunity for our young people to rally behind our own national teams as a host country, both within the arena and throughout the broadcasts. I'm informed that it will be broadcasted on NTV. It will be also broadcasted on GoTV and DSTV Namibia. Let us seize this chance to show the world, to show the continent our passion, our unity, and our unwavering support to our athletes. We hear often a lot of times that Africa is one of the youngest continents. We boast around over 60% of the population are young people. So these are the kind of competitions that we need to embrace, because it provides our youth an opportunity to display the talent that they possess. Not only to build Africa as a continent, but also for them to spread out and be scouted and to play in other bigger teams and other competitions. So for us, we do not take this lightly. We see this as an opportunity that we provide to the young people. As a Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, ours is always to seek opportunities for youth empowerment. And sport has become one pillar that we are also empowering young people. I'm sure you'll agree to what extent sport has contributed towards employment, especially amongst the youth. So we should really grab this opportunity, embrace it, and give it our all. Our senior women's team, as it was indicated, I think when we walked in, I saw the president holding a whole cup. They are the reigning African champion, and it's a team. I'm now sending a warning. It's a team to be reckoned with. So please do look out, and we are going to defend our position. This national team, it's ranked the 11th on the global stage, and we have seen the recent achievements that we have achieved, especially when it comes to the Nkosi Cup that was held last year in South Africa. We also displayed our talent in Malaysia. So really we have seen the team growing to greater heights. Equally, our men's team that is ranked second after South Africa and is ranked on the 13th number globally. And we've also witnessed the growth of this team, especially when it comes to the last year World Cup in Pretoria, where it's actually one of the sports code. I hope NBC is here or whatever TV is here. It's the only sports code that has reached quarterfinals in the World Cup. I think they deserve a round of applause. Director of Ceremonies, as we anticipate and welcome participants from across Africa, as I alluded already, we are reminded of the unifying power of sports. And I would like to borrow a quote from one of our legends, Nelson Mandela, who once said, and I quote, "Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does." End of quote. The tournament embodies the spirit that I've just quoted, bringing together diverse culture and fostering camaraderie and mutual respect. This event is not just about competition, it's about the growth and development of sport in our nations. It's about providing platform for our young athletes to excel. We are nurturing the leaders of tomorrow, and also we are promoting sport as a career. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to extend our heartfelt appreciation to all the technical team, all the officials that were involved in organizing the magnitude of this tournament, and also the ones who were appointed by the African Hockey Federation to oversee this event. Your dedication and service are invaluable, and your contributions significantly enhance the quality and integrity of sport. To all our stakeholders, our generous sponsors, your unwavering support is deeply appreciated. Your contribution to ensure the success of this competition and the sustainability of our sporting endeavors, and for that, we are immensely grateful. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm cognizant that the games are starting tomorrow, so I do not want to stand between your resting. I was an athlete myself. I played hockey, so what a coincidence. Amongst the other sports codes, I also played hockey, so I don't want to talk long, but I rather want us to officially engage, to officially open this event. And I understand that for athletes, resting is very much crucial. And I would like to seize this opportunity to thank all of you for making this event a success. Let us embrace the principles of sportsmanship, excellence, and unity as we embark on this an exciting journey together. May this tournament be a celebration of not just a World Cup qualifier, that's the aim, that's the goal, but also I would like to urge you that this should be an opportunity where we demonstrate enduring spirit of togetherness and
Welcome back, viewers, to tonight's broadcast of the Indo-Africa Cup Hockey Women. This is, of course, Namibia versus Zimbabwe here at the Dome in Swakopmund. Of course, it's always lovely to broadcast this kind of events. You can see that this is definitely going to be one of those events where it's going to be tense. It's going to be a lot of electric performances from the Namibian team as well as the Zimbabwean team. Of course, Namibia is the champions defending this cup, and of course they are facing Zimbabwe on this one. Look at the beautiful scenes here at the Dome in Swakopmund. Of course, this is the Indo-Africa Cup.
Yes, so Enzo, of course.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Indo-Africa Cup for 2024. 4 nations have descended on Swakopmund, with 2 earning themselves a ticket to Porent in Croatia, a chance to the Indo Hockey World Cup. Well, it's been a delayed start to the tournament, but we have a start after all. It is Namibia, the host nation, the defending champions, the 2-time defending champions, who will play in their home kits of blue and white. They are taking on Zimbabwe, in their change kit of white and green, and it promises to be a ripper here at the Dome in Swakopmund. My name is Tyron Jabu Barnard, and it is my pleasure to be bringing you this game along with Enzo. Enzo, welcome, and looking forward to some great hockey action at last.
Awesome, Taran. Thank you so much for having me. Of course, I am Enzo Amwele, and we are here at the Dome in Swakopmund. And it's always beautiful to broadcast and engage with our viewers on these kinds of matches. And of course, Namibia facing Zimbabwe today. This, of course, we can't wait to see what will unfold from this game. And this is, of course, the Indo Africa Cup at Swakopmund.
Yeah, here is the team as you see for the host, Namibia. Petro Stoffberg in goals is an absolute star. Check out for Zali Philander, Sonal Ludwig, Kiana Cormack, who did incredible things in 2018. Carla Landsberg, Javanka Kruger, Jerica Bartlett, Jamie Hinkett is the second keeper. Jillian Amanis, Jonathan Kruger, Amber Dixon, and Annika Higgs makes up the team led by Shane Cormack. Of course, for Zimbabwe, Jenna Matheson in goal. She'll be busy, but she looks forward to it. Sarah Evans, who is almost double the age of some of the younger players in her team. The other experience comes from Nicole Grant and Farai Ngara, but an exciting youthful team with the likes of Tino Elijah and Kelly Diblock are there to cause a trouble. They are not the favourites for this game, but they have belief that they can cause an upset here in Swakopmund.
Of course, you can see that's definitely beautiful lineup of players from both countries. And of course, we are live. And for those that are joining us, you are watching this on 1 Up 2, proudly brought to you by Sport Rep.
Lots of debuts on the park for Zimbabwe. A new generation, a new start. 16, 17, 19 are all ages that you see. On the other hand of the spectrum, of course, Namibia, a very experienced team. And they look to get off to an early start. Kiana Cormack driving inside. Saved on this occasion. Zimbabwe needing to get it out and keep it out early on. It's driven up and there's a chance for a counter. Ball here in the corner under the watchful eye of Claire Cowan. Comes across. Sarah Evans, the captain, trying to put pressure there. There's Azali Philander who plays it back. Jelena Marnis. Kiana Cormack up the left-hand side. On the ball here is the skipper, Sarah Evans, 21 caps to her name, 39 years of age. We flew in together on a flight from South Africa, and she was telling me that one or two of the girls wanted to call her Auntie Sarah. She wouldn't allow it.
Of course, Tyron, there in the beginning you did mention that Namibia is the 2 times defending of this cup. And what do you make of this match?
Yeah, I think if you look at it on paper, Namibia are the strong favourites, and you'd expect their domination to tell. I mean, it's a Zimbabwe side who don't have a lot of experience, who are looking to grow. They're going to look to trial. They don't have fear of or history of past chances.
Yeah.
But there is the first goal of the tournament. Jerry Bartlett with the setup, and it's Azali Philander does the easy job of tapping home in front of a wonderful crowd here at the Dome.
Wonderful, wonderful. You could see that we were literally just speaking about how Namibia can actually win this game, and then Namibia just scores right there. And of course, Zimbabwe has the ball right there, and they are trying to keep themselves composed and calm. And as you said, Tyron, Zimbabwe is hungry, and you know they probably came out in full force here to ensure that they beat Namibia to this one. But Namibia, they are of course the defending champions.
Absolutely. Jerry Bartlett already showing some danger up that left-hand wing, the creator of that goal. And trying to get involved. Here's Azali Philander. She turns, gets a stick check, and it is a penalty corner to the Namibians. Bartlett and Philander early on getting involved here and being part of the action.
Yes, of course, and for those that are joining, this is of course the Indo Africa Cup at Swakopmund at the Dome. And if you are home, please do come and watch the game. That is of course Philander right there, and Bartlett getting ready to take the strike.
These two teams have only played twice before. I'll tell you more about it now.
Yeah.
And it is a goal for Kiana Cormac. Penalty. Cormac is back with the goal. Well, they're asking for a better run out there from Chris Fourie, but that is not good signs early on. You don't want to be trailing so early, having to chase the game. And early on, it is the ladies in blue, the defending champions, who are showing exactly that champion quality early on. 2 chances, 2 goals, 2-0.
Yes, Darren, I fully agree. There is Zimbabwe. Yes, Darren, I do agree with you right there that, of course, that Namibia is showing what they are made of, and they are showing that they are indeed the champions. Zimbabwe there.
And this is a penalty corner for Zimbabwe. A error in defense there for Namibia, allowing it in. Petra Stoffberg giving the talk to her team.
Of course, there it is, Zimbabwe getting a corner there, and they are getting ready to strike. There we go, Zimbabwe. Oh no, it was of course saved by the Stoffberg Petro, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, she just came out, made herself big, ate the space, passed it out, got a touch. I tell you what, when you come into a tournament like this, early goals are so good for settling any sort of nerves. Great skill there. A lovely bit of show and go. That was by Mushavi. But unfortunately, oh, there's another chance. Stolen in the middle, cuts inside! And, oh, good work by Stoffberg. We'll go out for a long corner. That was exciting play there from Elijah as she came through the middle, cut inside, and just couldn't find the end product.
Of course, that was brilliant skill from Zimbabwe right there. As you can see, that was very, very close. Tyrone, I won't lie to you. That could have been a goal right there from Zimbabwe.
Gillian Hermanis leaves the ball for Kiana Cormac, the goal scorer of the second. Azalea Philander getting the first. It is 2-0 early on here. Oh, and Chigamura thinking that it was her free hit. Almost took a run there. Of course, you don't want to do that. You expose yourself to a potential card. Kiana Cormac at the back, partnering with Kruger, who loses it. It's Elijah again. She really is proving to be a thorn in the middle of the side. She will get a free hit there from a stick check. And Cormac, thinking it was hers, ran alone. Of course, Kiana Cormac is the sister of Jerica Bartlett.
Yes, Zimbabwe is trying to, of course, make some chances right there. They are passing and trying to get those through passes to get to the goal. And you can see that Elia, of course, she is in the center trying to get those goals for Zimbabwe. Namibia goes again.
There's Kruger up the left hand, or up the right hand side, the left hand of the defense. It is Jivanka. Of course, her sister also plays in the team. Just waiting outside.
Namibia is at it again, and they want to score a third goal. Tyron, you said when you come to this kinds of tournament, you need to ensure that you get those early goals to calm the nerves, to ensure that you are playing calm and collected, and it is exactly what Namibia is trying to do right here.
Absolutely. You know, you want to be able to, as a good tackle there, but it's just lifted up off the stick by Mushavi. Yeah, you want to be able to dominate and assert your dominance early on. And they will get a penalty corner here, and chance number 3 to make it count. You don't want to give the opportunity for the underdogs to settle, as we see DJ Strauss, the Namibian men's keeper, in the crowd.
Yes. No, definitely. I do agree with you. Of course, Namibia must make, they must make the most of these chances that they are getting. They got 2 chances, and they made sure that both these chances they did score. Right there, we do have a corner right there being taken by Krier Ivanka, and of course, let's see what comes out from this opportunity. There we go. That is Namibia, the defending champions.
Yeah, I like that save. Keeper coming forward very quickly there, and owning it, coming forward quicker. It is Mutaramuruswa who is the keeper for Zimbabwe, the starting keeper. And she committed to it and made herself big. And Even Kiana Cormac couldn't get around her there. Here's a chance, and that will be another penalty corner. This one lifting off of the stick of Sarah Evans. And penalty corner number 3 already here for the Namibians.
Already, and of course, for those of you that are joining us, this is proudly brought to you by Network Media Hub. And for those of you that are watching from your Facebook, you can also join online, which is on 1UP2. And of course, this is the 3rd corner for Namibia, and they are busy taking the chances. Namibia 2, Zimbabwe 0.
It is Kiana corner.
Of course, Namibia still has the ball. They still have the control of the game. You can see that they are taking the possession. And of course, that is another penalty corner again. Zimbabwe's Mutara Musa, she is of course in trouble from the Namibian strikers. The balls keep coming. And of course she is bringing herself out there to ensure that she saves the ball. And Namibia there. That was...
Oh, and this one is deflected in. Kiana Cormac with the goal, her second. And that makes it 3-0 now to Namibia. It deflected in off of the foot of the Zimbabwean skipper, Sarah Evans. And, well, as much as Zimbabwe had started to settle into that game, it is unfortunately another goal against them.
Imagine another goal. That was so unexpected. And Namibia is making sure they are using all that. There is Namibia again. And as I said, Mutaramuso, it is another goal! Namibia showing what they are made of. They are indeed the champions, and they are holding up to their championship here, Tyron.
Brilliant work there from Jerica Bartlett. Once again, she reacts the quickest and puts it away. I'm not sure if Azali Philander got a touch on that. We'll check now on the TMS if it's updated. It is Azali Philander who finished it off, and it is 4-0, 2 for Philander, 2 for Kiana Cormac. Of course, Philander now on to 27 career international goals. She's just 20 years of age.
Absolutely beautiful. You can see that she is born with it. She is born with the skill, and of course that is Namibia again. That is clear Ivanka there, and she is showing off her skill. That is a pass in and pass out. Namibia is still attacking, still at the forefront of this game. That is, of course, Namibia 4, Zimbabwe 0. And this is the women's hockey here in in Swakopmund at the Dome.
You're still at Joe's Beer House, I think.
We are here at Swakopmund at the Dome, and this is the women's hockey, Namibia versus Zimbabwe.
Of course, later on, the men are up action. Namibia versus Zimbabwe. Chance here. This was a good save. Advantage is not played on this occasion as the keeper saves the ball into the striker, creating the danger. Lifted ball. And it's a chance for number 5, Azali Philander, looking for the hat-trick already in just this first quarter of the tournament.
Of course, that is clear. Ivanka taking that corner. And as I said, Mutaramuso, the goalkeeper of Zimbabwe, is in trouble. The balls keep coming left, right, and center from Namibia. There we go. That is Ivanka. Oh, that was very close. Zimbabwe, of course, attacking again. There we go with Zimbabwe. Namibia's goalkeeper, that is Stoffberg Petro, in the goal. She comes out to save that one. Ludwig Senel passing the ball to Kianchi. Of course, Namibia is still making their way to the front. There is Namibia. There is Bartlett Jerika.
Really great combination play from Bartlett and Ludwig. They're very good friends off the field. And you just saw the way they were able to understand one another, move into space. Ludwig took it onto the weak side and fired it in. Possibly could have taken one more touch or pulled it back. But straight at the keeper, wins the penalty corner. And again, both Azali Philander and Kiana Cormac, both on a hat-trick, both with 2 goals.
Of course, that takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of commitment to be able to communicate and understand each other's play on the field. There we go! That was very, very close. Namibia still attacking. Zimbabwe on... There we go. Namibia is still on the front of this game. Of course, they are leading 4 and Zimbabwe 0. This is the women's hockey at the Indo-Africa Cup. That is Zimbabwe's Mutaramusa, the goalkeeper, giving the ball to her defense there. That is Zimbabwe trying their luck. That is Zimbabwe crossing the other half of the center, and the ball still remains there behind.
Two teams have met twice before, both times actually at this venue in 2017. Not on this turf, it was on another court.
Yes.
And Zimbabwe won both times, or rather Namibia won both times 3-1. So already have scored their most amount of goals against Zimbabwe. That was a perfect quarter for Namibia. Right from the start, they were entertaining and they took their chances 4-0 at the first break.
Of course, we quickly go for an ad break and we will be right back. Stay with us as we come back for more action.
Irongo Med is a leading distributor working in partnership with NewMed and WestMed to meet the comprehensive needs of the Namibian healthcare sector. As a partner pursuing sustainable global healthcare, we offer industry-leading medical solutions through our key focus areas, which include pharmaceuticals, orthopedics, ophthalmology, surgical devices and capital equipment, as well as a well-established scientific laboratory division. In healthcare, Irongo Med is committed to making a difference. What about you?
Welcome back for the second quarter of action here at the Dome in Swakopmund. It is Namibia who opened up superbly. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but a full 4. And they're looking to try and start with an early goal in the next quarter. 4-0. Of course, we see some of the legs being rotated now.
Of course, Tyron, and for those of you that are joining us, you are watching this live on 1UP2 television. And of course, Namibia leading, and Zimbabwe is still fighting to at least score 1 goal. And this is, of course, Namibia being the defending champions, 2 times defending champions. There we have the Namibian goalkeeper right there trying to save that one.
And at the bottom of your screen there, you saw Kyla Landsberg, number 6 for Namibia. This is her debut, so congratulations to her. Her first test cap for Namibia, and a wonderful moment for her and her family to start her international journey. There she is at the bottom of your screen. Zimbabwe, they settled nicely into that first quarter, and then as they settled, they conceded again.
Yes, of course. I think Namibia is too fast for Zimbabwe. You can see when they get the ball, when they get the opportunity, they try to move as fast as possible. And I think their strategy is to counter-attack. Get the ball, go to the front, keep on counter-attacking. There we go. Namibia is again at the front. I just told you, Tyrant. Oh!
Landsberg almost with a goal on debut. It comes across to Dirksen, who will look back to Kiana Cormac, who is isolated and says, let's go backwards, let's build again. Has Kruger there. Hermanus at the back to Cormac. Comes to Landsberg, looking for something. Finds a foot outside the circle, though. And they continue to probe. Cuts inside, there's a touch that bobbles across. And here goes Elijah. Can she put on the afterburners? Incredible skills, cuts inside. But Jonta Kruger says the bus is full. You can't get on this bus. And clears it out.
Of course, that was indeed a beautiful pass right there. And Namibia is still trying the best. Whoa! Absolutely! Wow! Unbelievable, Tyrant. That is unbelievable.
That was a scintillating passage of play. And it is a penalty stroke as the ball was going in. And it hit Evans on the line. And it is a stroke. Chance for Kiana Cormac to complete her hat-trick. And she fires it wide. It remains 4-0. And that is a moment that will lift the Zimbabweans.
No, definitely. That is really, really true. And that opportunity was a big one for Namibia. They could have made an extra goal to be in the game with 5-0. And of course, Cormac there did miss that one. Now the game continues back on the play field. And that is Namibia for you there in the defense. Coming back slowly, building the game to make sure that they get to the front so that they can score more goals and show Zimbabwe what they are made of. Cormac right there. Getting it back to... There we have Cormac.
Oh, take a photo, put it on TikTok, frame it, put it on Instagram, hang it in the Louvre. That is Kiana Cormac at her best. Giving her a pocket of space, she says, I don't need a pocket, I just need an inch. And fires it into the top right-hand corner. Completes her hat-trick, makes it 5-0 early on.
I agree with you, Terran. Of course, we need to frame those kinds of goals. I think that was an absolutely beautiful goal from Cormac right there. And Zimbabwe is still having the hope, and they are still coming in full force to at least score a goal right there. And you can see Cormac is an experienced player. You can see how she moved with the stick, and then it was just a goal. There is Zimbabwe for you.
Well, you know, she missed the penalty stroke, and you think, is that your chance at a hat-trick gone? She says, no, just give me a harder chance and I'll finish it, and does it so effectively. Really impressive goal scoring on that occasion.
Yes, that is Ludwig starting the game right there, building the game with Namibia. And there we go with the Krier. The ball is back with Ludwig. There we go. Namibia again. There is Namibia. Namibia!
Oh, great goalkeeping again. Also, really good job to not lift that. Well, the flair is there for Zimbabwe. Can they connect some passes and create some period of possession?
Of course, they are trying their utmost best to create those opportunities, but Namibia is just 2 steps ahead of the Zimbabwean players, because every time Zimbabwe gets the ball, they lose it within a few seconds, then Namibia goes back to the front again. And Namibia is very fast. They keep getting the ball, keep going to the front, keep putting pressure. And as I said, Mutara Muswa is in trouble from these Namibian players. And the game is with Zimbabwe. They are starting the game right there with Stephanie, right there from Zimbabwe, getting the ball. You can hear the crowd is chanting. People are excited. Of course, they are happy to be here to watch this beautiful game. And of course, we are in Swakopmund at the Dome for the Indo-Africa Cup.
Tournaments like this require good sponsors. The Dome is one of them. And obviously, Food Lovers Market there in the background behind the team. Another one. Fantastic to see the sponsors here in Namibia getting behind their African champion side and backing a tournament. 2 spots up for Africa. For the first time ever, 2 qualification spots. Of course, they did have 2 when South Africa hosted. But 2 spots up for grabs. And, well, everyone wants to be on that plane to Croatia in February next year. Right now, Namibia are the ones shouting the loudest for their ticket in this opening game.
Of course, Tyron, I do agree with you. We indeed need to acknowledge the sponsors of this event, making sure that it happens and ensuring that we are supporting sport and youth development. You can see even the opening ceremony last night was well attended. We had, of course, the Deputy Minister of Sports. She was there emphasizing and, of course, reiterating the government's support to sport. And of course, this includes all sports, not just hockey, not just football, but indeed all sports. As you can see right there, we also have Build It and Dep Marine. And thank you for these sponsors to make this event possible. And they are, of course, building these players' careers from the start. You heard Tyron right there saying that some of these players are as young as 20-year-old. You know, some of them are making their debut just today. And of course, we are watching out for these players. Cormac right there again.
Cormac has made sure her name is all over this game so far with her hat-trick. Of course, Azali Philander getting to Jerry Bartlett. Cormac's sister has been superb here. She is on the ball. Driving inside, there's Philander on the baseline. Bartlett back to her sister. Driven up the right, so now Ludwig. Jovanka Kruger. Ludwig! Oh, that's brilliant. 1-2 passing. And it's Ludwig who fires it home superbly. It's like mixing a porridge. It is just a thing of beauty.
That was definitely superb. Brilliant goal from Namibia again right there. As you can see that Namibia is not here to play games. They are here to ensure that they win all their games. And that was an absolutely beautiful game. Namibia 6, Zimbabwe 0.
Well, a minute and a half remains till the halftime break. As Cormac looks for his sister, tries to find one of the other sisters in the team. Of course, Kruger and her sister, both there, Giovanka and Junta.
No, of course, Taron, I did mention that Zimbabwe's goalkeeper is definitely in trouble, and I think they need to re-strategize when we come back for the third quarter of this game. It is indeed a minute before we go for another break. That is, of course, your Finlander right there. Okay, the ball is with Namibia. There we go, Cormac.
Yeah, fair enough. They're just showing a little bit of that inexperience by allowing Bartlett into that space.
No, I agree with you, Taron. You know, it's very dangerous to allow, these Namibian players to just come right there by the circle. They ensure that they take those chances and they make use of those chances. And as we said, Namibia is indeed the defending champions, and they are fighting to get a spot to go to Croatia. That is next year in February. Cormac is definitely there from the center. That is Cormac. Beautiful. That was almost. That is Cormac. And indeed, she is making sure that her name is ahead all over this broadcast.
Absolutely. It's incredible. She's played in a World Cup, but not in a World Cup qualifier. So her World Cup qualifying debut here, at least. And so far, so good for her. A hat-trick in the first 13 or 14 minutes. She did miss the stroke. Zimbabwe have, just struggled to get going. So the ball is fired in. No touch, so it's no goal. They've had some nice moments, some moments of high quality, but just not quite connecting for sustained pressure.
No, that is indeed true, Taron. There is no connection from, the Zimbabwean players. It's a bit difficult for them to connect because the Namibians are all over the place. They are attacking, they are defending, they are communicating. The combos are communicating when it comes to these Namibian players.
Yeah, but that will be it for this first half as the clock ticks down to second. There it is, 6-0 at the halftime break.
And that is, of course, Zimbabwe 0, Namibia 6. And for those of you that are watching, this is brought to you by Network Television and Sport Rep. We quickly go for an ad break. We'll be right back.
Life's uncertainties can't be predicted, but giving your loved ones peace of mind can.
Just one call and Met Funerals affordable cover is yours, starting at just 85 Namibian dollars per month, covering your immediate family and even extending to parents, parents-in-law, and up to 9 other relatives.
Crafted to suit your needs, choosing from accidental death, tombstone benefits, livestock, grocery, and even a flower benefit.
Need more? How about our repatriation, commuter, or hospital benefits? Plus, a $200 airtime value-added benefit absolutely free.
Ensure your family's future with Met Funeral. SMS Met Funeral to 77112. Because every moment matters, and so does your peace of mind.
With your last cash left for the month, you decide to get a chicken bucket for the family. So you hop in your car and pay for the petrol to get to the drive-thru. Then you pay for the chicken. Then you get stuck in traffic and your family's starving. They'll make you pay for that. Then some guy on his phone drives into you. Now you'll have to pay millions for that. Then you finally get home. But 20 minutes later, that precious bucket of chicken is now a bucket of bones. Or you can pay once from the comfort of your home right on your phone with the MyGoTV app.
Who's ready for family movie night?
To enjoy series, movies, sport, and kid shows.
Seriously? Ooh, I love this.
To keep the whole family smiling for an entire month.
This is the fun part.
For unbeatable value for money entertainment, there's only one way to go. GoTV. Love it.
Are you still buying data hoping it will last? Then switch to Paratus. Buying gigabytes is so old school. With our mobile LTE prepaid packages, you take charge, as we invest in time on our network enjoying the freedom of uncapped data. When you buy a 1-day, 7-day, 14 or 30-day package, you get uncapped data usage for the duration of the package, no matter how much data you use. Explore our range of Paratus mobile LTE prepaid packages and enjoy the speeds of up to 10 megabytes per second. And most importantly, remove the uncertainty about how long your data will last. Contact us today at 083 300 1000 or visit our website at www.paratus.africa/Namibia. Terms and conditions apply.
Always prepared. Paratus.
This month on DSTV Compact Plus, superstardom is up for grabs as Nigeria's top singing talent takes the stage.
Good evening, Nigeria. How y'all doing tonight?
Mike and Elvis are hitting the road to restore national automotive icons across the globe.
This is like heaven.
And Puss in Boots must defend the city of San Lorenzo from one catastrophe after another.
You will terrorize San Lorenzo no more.
There's so much to enjoy on your home of entertainment, so upgrade to DSTV Compact Plus.
Yes, welcome back, viewers, and of course, for those that are just tuning in, this is the Indo-Africa Cup here at the Dome in Swakopmund. Namibia versus Zimbabwe. Of course, Namibia leading with 6 and Zimbabwe 0. Of course, for those of you that do not know, this tournament serves as the African qualifiers for the Indo Hockey World Cup, scheduled to take place in 2025 in Croatia, and only the top two men's and women's teams will win or earn a spot in this global event. The primary aim is for all teams to reach the final stage and secure a place in next year's World Cup. And of course, I'm joined by Taryn.
Yeah, what a fantastic first half for the defending champions. They took the chances that came their way, except for a penalty stroke. They were pretty ruthless, and I tell you what, 6 goals, they were very, very good goals. Good movement, good passing, and an ominous sign for all teams in this tournament that they are not going to be an easy team. Of course, you might be able to hear the Zimbabwean men are warming up, and they are in fine voice supporting their ladies as well.
Of course, right now we are in the third quarter, Namibia leading. If we look at the interview with Namibia's women's side, the captain, she expressed excitement about the competition earlier on, and then she said it is a massive honor to play for the country. She also spoke about the big pool of young players coming through the ranks and shared that they keep on their toes. And of course, that is exactly what they are doing here today, showcasing their talent and their skill and their hunger to go to Croatia, and that is next year in February 2025.
Yeah, Porent in Croatia. The first time it is being hosted in Croatia. And of course, already a bunch of teams have already qualified for the tournament that will be hosted. Of course, from Europe, as we see this play out, I'll come back to this. Jelena Mann is trying to combine, but unable to do so. From Europe is Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Germany, Poland, Spain, and of course the host Croatia. From the Pan Ams is United States. From Asia is Thailand, who defeated Malaysia in the final. There's 2 teams coming from here, and of course one will join us from the Oceania Cup in Australia. And that'll be it. That'll be your 12 teams chance. And oh my word, almost finding the stick of Annika Higgs at the back post. She is the other Namibian earning her test debut, number 20 for the Namibians. Of course, for Zimbabwe, it is 9 debuts today. And there is a goal.
Again and again and again. Namibia keeps the goals coming Of course, Zimbabwe is in serious trouble here. And of course, the energy and the excitement of the fans chanting here at the Dome, of course, gives them the energy and the courage to keep these goals coming. That was a beautiful one from Namibia there. Namibia 7, Zimbabwe 0. And this is the Indo-Africa Cup.
Well, 7 goals already to their name. They've only scored 6 in their previous 2 combined. Here's a chance. Nicole Grant fires it inside. Elijah! Oh, Petro Stopberg makes the save. Breaks the heart. Of course, that goal was scored by Annika Higgs.
That was indeed a good save there by Petro, Namibia's goalkeeper. And of course, there was a chance for Zimbabwe to score. And you can see that the goalkeeper came out there and then saved that one. Namibia is still attacking. There is Zimbabwe trying to get the ball away from their goal. Namibia still is hungry. And there the ball is with the captain. Now it is with Greer.
Oh, that is stunning. And that's come inside, and it's Annika Higgs who scored her first international goal and now scores her second. All the work there done by Kruger. And fires it inside. Annika Higgs in the middle, finishes it into the back of the net. It's becoming a procession here for the Namibians. 8-0 they lead here over the Southern African neighbors.
Yes, of course, indeed. Namibia is, of course, coming out and showing the people that they are indeed the defending champions and they are not the champions for no reason. And Zimbabwe there in the defense are trying to get the ball away. And of course, you can see the connection of the players from Namibia. They are indeed putting in the hard work and the effort during their training sessions. You can tell by the way they are playing. There we go. Look at the skill there. Zimbabwe trying to remain cool and calm. That is Zimbabwe trying to remain cool and calm. That is Namibia. Namibia has the ball. And there we go. That is, of course, Namibia having it there. Zimbabwe is still defending. Zimbabwe is still defending for their lives. There we go. What a beautiful run right there. Namibia goes. There is Comac. Comac with the ball again. Taking it back to the back there. Comac giving it to Krier. And then Krier passing it to the front. And Namibia is still having the ball. That is Comac.
Yeah, I just think this game almost wants the Zimbabwean goal to give them a little bit of belief. They had that chance. Pedro Stopberg put it out. And Namibia have been superb. They've shown their experience, their domination. Really, they are no strangers to the bigger stage. And we're seeing that here. I mean, you look at players like Petro Stopberg, 2 World Cups, Azali Falanda at the World Cup. So now Ludwig, 48th game for her. She'll reach her 50 caps in this tournament. Jerica Bartlett, over 50 caps to her name. Gillian Hermanus closing in. I mean, it's such an experienced team. And, yeah, it's a really tough battle for the Zimbabweans.
I can only agree with you, Tyron. It is indeed a tough battle for the Zimbabweans. You can see that those players are having some experience to their name. And, of course, it does not come easy. It comes with a lot of hard work and dedication, as I said before. And, of course, Zimbabwe here is suffering the consequences. And they need to go back to the drawing board and realign the team strategy, because Namibia is definitely not here to play games. The ball is with Ngare. There we go. There we have Comac. Comac going, keeping it calm. Namibia passing the ball. Namibia keeping it cool and calm. There we go. The ball is with Namibia. And again they come in and show there is Namibia. The ball is with Ludwig. Ludwig is there. Look at the skill. Look at the skill. That is Ludwig passing the ball, of course, to Bartlett. And then there it goes back to the back. And we have Landsberg. Kayla there. Namibia, of course, is dominating this game with beautiful passes in the center, keeping the ball with them at all times. This, of course, helps them to win. And this is Ludwig again. There is Ludwig looking. Ludwig keeping the ball with her. That is Ludwig from Namibia. There we go. That is a beautiful strike right there. Zimbabwe is defending. There we go with Zimbabwe. There is Namibia gets the ball once again. There they are. And that is Landsberg right there at the wing.
Yeah, she did well there, Enzo, because the touch from Nicole Grant just changed the direction of the ball and forced her going backwards. She did well to check that run and bring it back and just recompose. And that's a beautiful touch from Bartlett as it goes up the left-hand side. Hermanus not quite able to get there in the middle. And here's a chance for Zimbabwe. Nicole Grant, she runs hard. Very direct style of play. She's under pressure. Yeah, I think that ball went out, but they play on. And now the umpires do blow that it went out.
Yes, definitely. Indeed, that ball was indeed out. And the Namibians, they are hungry for success. And it is indeed in the land of the brave. It is Swakopmund Dome, where we are having the Indo-Africa Cup. This is the women's hockey. Zimbabwe for you!
I like what I've seen from Zimbabwe the last few minutes. A little bit more directness in their style. Nicole Grant central to that, getting involved, moving the ball around. Just not having the end product, but starting to give themselves a little bit of belief.
Yes, of course, and Zimbabwe keeps trying and they keep trying to make those chances come. But of course, Namibia is at the forefront of this game. They are definitely defending and they want to keep to their to the state of being the defending champions of this cup. And you can see there, oh, what a beautiful defense there from the Namibians. That was definitely close. Zimbabwe needs to be careful because Namibia is not here to play jokes. And the ball is back with Zimbabwe.
Yeah, Zimbabwe continue to look for a way back into the game. They continue to look for that opening goal, but currently not able to. And it is Namibia who add another. It's a Zaylee Philander who makes it a 9-0. Her hat-trick is completed. The crowd is happy, and they are 9-0 to the good.
Taryn, we are definitely 40 seconds into the third quarter of this game, and you can see Namibia again scores, and it is 9-0. And Zimbabwe is definitely in it for real. They are here, and Namibia is showcasing. That is Coleman.
Yeah, 9-0 is the score, and they've been 9 goals better than Zimbabwe because they've been efficient, and it's now 10. It's 10 out of 10, and the sisters combine. Jerica Bartlett puts it home in the bottom left-hand corner, and it's now 10 for the host. Wow, this is a thumping for the Zimbabweans. Disappointing stuff, but 10-0 is the score.
Yes, definitely Namibia is fighting for that spot. They want to go to Croatia. They do want to make it to the World Cup. And of course, with the kind of play that they are having, they are set to go to Croatia. And of course, this is the Indo-Africa Cup here at the Dome in Swakopmund. Namibia 10, Zimbabwe 0.
Yeah, penalty corner awarded there. Sarah Evans just went through the stick, through the ball onto the stick. Penalty corner. And this is a golden chance now for Namibia to make it 11.
Mutara Muswa, definitely she is in trouble from these Namibian players, and they keep coming. The balls keep coming. There we go. Coleman ready to receive the ball. That was a brilliant save from Mutara Muswa that day. That was definitely a brilliant save. Of course, it would have taken Namibia to 11, but of course, Mutara Muswa made sure that that one does not go in, and it is indeed another corner. And of course, Ludwig is taking that corner.
As another chance to add here. It's a chance to make it 11-0. It goes inside to Philander.
Wow, what a skill from Philander. Absolutely beautiful. That is a spectacular goal. Look at the fans. Look at the people here chanting, and of course, that is another one for Philander.
And it's the maturity to just hold the ball and change channels and bring a different angle that just takes it that step away from her opposition.
Yes, no, definitely. That was an absolutely beautiful one. And of course, Namibia is still attacking. There is Zimbabwe with Mushavi trying to keep the ball away from her goal. Of course, viewers, and sit back, relax, and keep watching as we come back for more action. We quickly go for an ad break.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
This is what it has come to, the moment that defines a season. It's the finale, and I want it all. I want Pep and Crop racing for the top, and Osimhen masking up. I want the biggest stars shining on.
Well, Enzo, we are back here. There's 10 minutes that remain, and it's the 10 minutes that you expect the siege of Namibian pressure to continue to build, to continue to pressure, to continue to challenge, and to ultimately they'll try to add more goals. Can Zimbabwe find one, maybe two, and give themselves a consolation to smile for? Good work there on the run from Mushavi, but not able to connect. And has it been the story for Zimbabwe so far? It's been looking, it's like when you go on holiday and you look for a Wi-Fi connection. They're just finding no open Wi-Fi sources so far.
Yes, no, definitely, Tyron, I do agree with you. You are on a farm looking for internet, but then you do not have the internet. And this is exactly the situation here for Zimbabwe, as Namibia keeps coming and coming for them, and that is clear. And then Namibia is again on the track. The ball is back with clear.
Yeah, good work from Sarah. Just says, let's eat the time up a little bit. She'll run off the ball. It'll be Ruvarashi Mushavi who goes and takes the ball. Yes, she's on the ball. No pressure on her. Namibia saying, you hold the ball. We will wait till you commit, and then we will try. Yes, Juliana Marnish just eats it up. What a great player she is.
Definitely, she is a great player, and she did mention that she looked forward for these games here today, and you can see how calm she remains in her position, waiting to strike, and then ensuring that she hits the goal. And of course, Mutara Musa, she has been in trouble from these Namibian strikers, and of course, wow, what a beautiful block right there from the Namibian players.
Yeah, it's actually Jenna Matheson who's now in goal. She came on into the third quarter, so both keepers have had a lot to deal with. 5 goals in the third quarter, and that is the challenge that they face, of course.
Of course, Namibia continues to show their hunger for Croatia. They do want to make it to Croatia. They do want to, of course, go to Croatia, make an impact, and if it allows, they come back with the World Cup from Croatia, and this is happening next year. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely spectacular from the Namibian players right there. And the ball is with Zimbabwe there in the center.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because I know they washed the court this morning. Seems to be a little bit of stickiness, and obviously that'll go the more games get played on it. But we see a few people losing their feet. Interesting. Of course, so far in this game, well, it has been the Zimbabweans who have lost their foot in terms of just not being able to find the goals and being constantly tested by a brilliant Namibian performance.
Yes, indeed, they are in trouble. Namibia is definitely coming out and giving Zimbabwe a tough time, and it is a challenge. Zimbabwe, as much as they are trying to connect those passes, it's just not working because Namibia is at the forefront of this one. What a beautiful through pass. It almost went through Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, there we go with Zimbabwe going to the front, showing off the skills there, showing off the skills. She could create a chance for Zimbabwe here. She could create one chance, just that one chance to concede and just get one goal and go back home smiling, knowing that at least they did score one goal. Namibia 11, Zimbabwe 0.
11-0. Well, I mean, there have been a number of players who have stood out for me today. Enzo, who's anyone that stood out for you?
Taryn, I would say that Coleman. She was all over the field. She's a very spectacular player. She knows how to control the game, how to control the ball. When it comes to Coleman, Namibia with another chance.
Good save that time by Jenna Matheson on the trailing hand. Yeah, I think Kiana Cormack, I think Jerry Bartlett's having a great game. Her sister, much more of the connection. Nice debuts for Annika Higgs. I also thought we've seen really good play from Chivanka Kruger. It's really hard to pick one. Azalea Philander getting 4 goals to her name. Really, any Namibian could be the player of the match, to be truthful.
No, in truth, that I can agree with you. Any Namibian can be the player of the match right here, because all players were absolutely phenomenal. They brought out their A game to this one, and of course we are 5 minutes into the fourth quarter with Namibia leading, giving Zimbabwe more trouble, and of course we have Jenna in the goal. Namibia goes! Wow! That was brilliant defense from the Zimbabweans right there.
I liked the umpiring there from Claire Cowan. She wasn't 100% sure, so she didn't signal straight away in case that it hit someone on the line. And oh, here's a chance. Will this be the goal? Yeah! It's not. It's a brilliant save. It is the change keeper. Of course, it's Jamie Henkert who has come on and facing down a charging player. She's managed to make the save. I thought that was the moment for Zimbabwe, but it is a moment that has gone astray.
No, definitely, Tyron. I thought it was the moment for Zimbabwe to just score that one goal, that they at least just one goal and go back home with a smile, even though Namibia, of course, is dominating this one in terms of passing, in terms of their positioning of the game, in terms of attacking. Namibia is all over the game.
Yeah, look, but so far in this quarter, we are sitting with a goalless scoreline. That'll be impressive for Zimbabwe. No goals in this quarter. We've been already 5 minutes in. So a better showing from Zimbabwe. Are they showing that they can learn lessons? Good aerial skills, but you can't choose aerial skills. But as Namibia run the changes, they bring on players and they'll make all the changes now that they need to make. But a better quarter, a better showing defensively and even offensively for the Zimbabweans. Again, chance here for Zimbabwe, just not able to connect. Firing it down. Jerica Bartlett there to break up play. Chigamira is the player who takes the free hit early, brings it back. Sarah Evans. She chooses Mushavi, fires it back up. Here's Chigamira again. Cutting inside and trying to turn, but creating danger straight into the player who's set. And it will be a free hit for Namibia. Well, no goals in this quarter, but 11 so far in the game for you. Good work here. Winning the ball and winning a penalty corner, putting Bartlett on her bottom and winning a penalty corner as a result of finding the body there.
Yeah, no, I think Zimbabwe is coming to the game. Last minutes here, they are trying to score a goal, and unfortunately we are 2 minutes into the game. They keep trying, and of course putting Henkert James there in trouble, in some sort of little trouble from the Zimbabweans, and there is a penalty for the Zimbabweans. There we go. What a beautiful save from Henkert right there. And of course, with only 2 minutes left for this quarter, this might be one of the most heartbreaking games for Zimbabwe, as they may go home with 0.
Yeah, but I like what I've seen in this quarter. I've seen some combativeness, I've seen some care, I've seen some heart, and I haven't seen heads dropped. I've seen a team who are fighting for pride and and really trying to get in. And I mean, the experience is so massively different between this team. You need moments like this. You need opportunities like this, as the ball doesn't want to sit still, in order to grow. I'm not sure that ball left the circle. That hits a foot on the line, and a penalty stroke has been awarded. Well, I tell you what, interesting decision making there. I agree with that call, but I'm not sure the ball ever left the circle.
Of course, Tyron, and of course, the ref would definitely know better. And as I said, Zimbabwe is coming to the party last minute, because you can see the chances they've created the last 4 minutes in this quarter. You can see that they brought their A game, and of course, it is a penalty. And of course,
brilliant save from Jamie Enkert, going down the right way. Elijah getting good pace on that, getting direction on it, but the save was made, and it remains a clean sheet, a donut, a bagel, whatever you want to call it. It's Zimbabwe who still have 0.
Yes, of course, Namibia keeps them out of the game, and with 11, and Zimbabwe 0. And there we go with Zimbabwe trying to get to the front of the game. And a chance for another save from Bartlett. Definitely a goalkeeper with experience. There we go. Namibia blocks that one.
Brilliant ball from Cormac. Philander tries to cut inside, finds a foot, wins the penalty corner, and the chance continues to come for Namibia. Well, Zimbabwe had some pressure there. They had sustained pressure, but yet they weren't able to take those chances. And as a result, they're now sitting here facing another penalty corner that they have to defend. Can Cormac match Philander's total and get a 4th? Will Philander make it 5 and extend her lead in the golden stick top goal scorer battle? Bartlett with injection. It is Cormac. But it lifts off of the stick of... not sure who it was that was stopping there. Was it Gillian? But it lifts, and players and umpires having a bit of a laugh with each other.
Of course, with the Zimbabwe, the ball is out. Namibia gets the ball. And again, we have Namibia trying to go to the front again. That is Cormac right there, trying to get the ball. Waiting patiently. That is Cormac. And of course, Ludwig scores another goal for Namibia in the last dying minutes of this 4th quarter of this game. And of course, that is Namibia 12 and Zimbabwe 0.
It's been a tough night for Zimbabwe. They have faced a barrage of brilliance from the Namibians. No niceties from the hosts. They've welcomed you to the country, offered you dunes, offered you the sea, but also offered you a wave of goals as Kiana Cormac cuts inside. Ludwig looking outside, puts the ball behind Philander, and the chance goes. It remains 12-0. And there's just a couple of seconds left. Well, Zimbabwe have showed some good heart in this final quarter, but they really were put away as early as the 3rd minute, and they never looked into the game as an equal, as they really did face what can only be described as brilliance from the Namibian Braves.
I can definitely agree with you there, Tyron. And of course, the Namibians came out to play. They are hungry to fight for Croatia. They want to ensure that they go to the World Cup. And of course, this is the Indo-Africa Cup at the Dome in Swakopmund, with Namibia leading. This is the women's team. Namibia leading Zimbabwe. Oh, whoa, that was very close. Namibia keeps coming. They keep making these chances. And if Zimbabwe is not careful, it will be definitely 13 goals in this game.
Yeah.
That is Cormac. Zimbabwe attacking with some skills right there from Elia.
That brings us to the end of the game. It's Namibia 12, Zimbabwe 0. I'm going to leave you, Enzo, so I can go chat to our player of the match.
Thank you so much, Tarian. And of course, for those of you that have tuned in, thank you for watching. Stay with us as we bring you more action. And that is, of course, Namibia leading with a 12 and Zimbabwe nil. Namibia came to the game. They kept on attacking and they kept on, of course, making chances for them to lead. And of course, this is them being hungry for the World Cup in Croatia. This is in 2025. And only two women's team get the spot and two men's team get the spot to go to Croatia. You look at the likes of Coleman, who were dominating this game, of course. Namibia 12, Zimbabwe nil. We quickly take a look at these highlights. Yes, of course, as you can see, that was Namibia in the first quarter scoring their first goal. And you can see right there, that was a beautiful combination from the Namibians. And then this was another chance that they got. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful goal. And you can see that the Namibians were hungry for this one. Look at the third goal. Beautiful. It was a deflect from the Zimbabwean player, which could have been not in if she was not standing there. And of course, this is another chance again that the Namibians got. And then it was, of course, they kept on creating these chances. They kept on, of course, showing them that they are here to keep winning and winning and winning. Namibia being the two times defending champions, they came out really in this game to showcase in full potential. And of course, that was again another goal in the game that the Namibians did not take or put to waste. Most of the chances that these Namibians got, they ensured that they put the ball behind the net. They put these two goalkeepers of Zimbabwe in serious trouble. You could see that the Zimbabweans stood no chance as the Namibians kept on communicating. You find the likes of Comac, you find the likes of Comac right there in the center that kept on producing those chances. You can see right there Comac scoring another goal. And of course, you see the likes of Ludwig, who were also producing most of those goals. You see Philander, Ludwig, Comac. The combinations were serious. There we go to another goal in the game. It was, of course, the combos, the combinations of these passes that kept on bringing these chances for them to score. And you can see Mutaramuswa, who was stressed there, but Comac came, look at that beautiful combination and ensuring that they get those penalty kicks, those penalty corners. And then that was, of course, halftime, and that was Namibia leading 6 and Zimbabwe 0. That was just before halftime. And as we went to the second half of the game, and Namibia still kept on dominating. Of course, this says that Namibia did indeed, look at that goal. Namibia did indeed score 6 goals before the halftime, and then another 6 after the halftime. Zimbabwe kept on trying the best. They kept on, of course, trying to at least conceal and put in one goal or score one goal, and the Namibians kept on coming. Beautiful, beautiful pass right there, and that was from the captain, and the goalkeeper stood no chance, could not even see the ball. And you see there Philander running straight to the goal, and of course that is right at the right spot. Combination, it was a beautiful combination from Amber, and you could see that what pass, she was at the right spot at the right time. And again, the Namibians kept on attacking and attacking. They kept on going to the front, creating those chances with Comac, of course. And then you had a beautiful goal right there again from Bartlett. And I think the Namibians were ready for this one. And of course, there was a penalty kick there, going definitely to Philander. And then she tries her best. That was an absolute skill. Absolute skill. She She made a dummy right there, and then the goalkeeper came out, and then it was a goal right there from a Finlander. So it is another corner right there. Absolutely beautiful from Namibia. Namibia kept on coming with those goals right there. And Zimbabwe had the chance here. They did have a chance indeed, but then, of course, it was a missed opportunity. They were hungry to just, of course, get that one goal and get it moving. They got a penalty, and then, of course, the Namibia's goalkeeper right there, Henkert, saved that one. And then Namibia still kept on coming. Namibia was there at the front. They kept on coming with Komek showing off her skills, of course. And as Styron said, look, imagine, beautiful goal from Ludwig. As Styron said, this is a pool of young players, young players. And of course, that was the full-time Namibia 12, Zimbabwe 0. And of course, this is the Indo-Africa Cup Women.
We are all seeking connection to each other, to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Poor sportsmanship right now from the lads. 1.85 for the national record. Here's another chance, and it is a goal from Vindo Kahana.
Hij zegt, ja, is er aan neertrekken. Hij bal lijkt mij grond gepad. Ja, hij heeft grond gepad. En dan zien we...
So, we will be doing this. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So is jouw trolley reg? Want
I love it. So then
kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy, and this is the spirit of NTV.
Of course, viewers, welcome back to the Dome, and this is the Indo-Africa Cup here at the Dome. As you can see, those are the Namibian men teams warming up. But before we go for more action, we will, of course, take a look at the women's game that was just a few minutes ago. And, of course, we did have the player of the match. Let's quickly take a look at the interview.
Azali Philander with 4 goals. She received her award from Fanas Potlita, the CEO of the MTC Dome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Azali, it's good to get a win under your belt, get a win to start. You must be pretty happy with the performance of the team tonight.
Yes, we are. It was our goal to win this game, and I'm very proud of my team for that. Yeah.
Obviously, you've played in the World Cup. How badly do you want to get back to another World Cup?
It's our team's dream to make it into top 4 or quarterfinals, so we are eager to get back to the World Cup in Croatia.
Well, congratulations to you and the team, and we look forward to seeing you in action against South Africa tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
Well, viewers, you've heard it from the player of the match. That was for the women's hockey here at the Indo-Africa Cup. And of course, before we leave, we just trying to tell you that stay with us, sit back, relax. We will, of course, come back with more actions with the men's game. And for those of you that are joining, my name is Enzo Amwele. Ciao.